Has Trump's presidency reshaped European views on traveling to the U.S.? Recent data shows a noticeable decline in European tourists, coinciding with his strict immigration policies and travel bans. While global tourism has rebounded post-pandemic, the U.S. has struggled to attract European visitors, with many opting for destinations that feel more welcoming and stable. What's really keeping Europeans away from America? The numbers. Is there a decline? Recent data suggests a shift in preferences. Between 2014 and 2016, the U.S. welcomed around 12 million tourists per year from European countries such as France, Germany, the United Kingdom, Italy, and Spain. However, from 2017 to 2020, this number declined to approximately 10 million. This downturn coincided with the Trump administration, which brought on stricter immigration policies and introduced travel bans that influenced Europe's perception of the U.S. as a travel destination. The global COVID-19 pandemic further impacted international travel, causing a significant drop in tourist numbers worldwide. In 2020, international tourist arrivals decreased by 72% compared to 2019 levels, marking the most substantial decline in recent history. The U.S. wasn't spared, experiencing a sharp decrease in international arrivals during this period. Despite these challenges, global tourism has shown resilience. By 2024, international tourism had nearly reached its pre-pandemic level, with 1.4 billion international tourist arrivals recorded worldwide. Europe in particular saw a strong recovery, with countries like France, Spain, and Italy experiencing large increases in tourist numbers. In contrast, the U.S. has struggled to regain its previous share of European tourists. While global tourism rebounded, the number of European tourists visiting the U.S. remained below pre-Trump levels. Factors contributing to this include lingering perceptions from the Trump era, ongoing visa processing delays, and increased competition from other destinations that have actively marketed themselves to European travelers. Trump's impact on global perception. Since Trump's return to office, the United States has seen a noticeable drop in international tourism, especially from Europe. His America First approach, strict immigration policies, and travel bans have made many Europeans feel unwelcome. Media outlets across Europe have highlighted these issues, leading to a rise in anti-American sentiment and ridicule. European tourists have expressed concerns about the U.S. becoming an unknown territory, with some choosing alternative destinations like Canada, South America, or Egypt. Social media platforms are filled with posts mocking or warning about traveling to the U.S., reflecting a broader sentiment. For instance, a French hotel group reported a 25% drop in bookings from Europe to the U.S. this summer, attributing it to travelers feeling anxious about the current U.S. climate. Airlines such as Air France, KLM, and Lufthansa have reported reduced bookings to the U.S., citing concerns over high travel costs, visa delays, and negative perceptions stemming from border crackdowns and tariffs. Data from the National Travel and Tourism Office reveals a 12% drop in visitor numbers in March, with particularly sharp declines from Germany and Spain. Tourists have shared their experiences, with some feeling a bit scared about the situation but still proceeding with their plans. Others have opted to use European passports instead of their Argentine ones to avoid potential issues at the border. These personal accounts highlight the growing unease among international travelers considering a trip to the U.S. The economic impact is significant. Analysts warn that weakening travel demand could reduce U.S. GDP $23 billion to $71 billion. Tourism-dependent states like Nevada, home to Las Vegas, are feeling the strain, with local businesses reporting widespread losses. Factors contributing to the decline. One significant factor is the trade tensions between the U.S. and the European Union. President Trump's administration imposed tariffs on various European goods, including a proposed 200% tariff on European wines and champagnes. This move was in response to the EU's increased tariffs on American whiskey. Such measures have strained economic relations and created uncertainty and anxiety for businesses and consumers alike. Another contributing factor is the stringent immigration and border enforcement policies implemented during Trump's tenure. Reports have emerged of tourists being detained at U.S. borders and subjected to rigorous inspections, leading to a perception of the U.S. as unwelcoming. For instance, Norway's Ministry of Foreign Affairs cautioned travelers that possessing a visa does not guarantee entry into the U.S., highlighting the unpredictability of border enforcement. The rhetoric used by President Trump towards international allies has also played a role. His critical stance towards the European Union and NATO allies has led to a deterioration in diplomatic relations, influencing travel decisions. Additionally, the perception of the U.S. aligning with Russia in international conflicts has further alienated European travelers. Economic factors cannot be overlooked. The strengthening of the U.S. dollar has made travel to the U.S. more expensive for Europeans, contributing to the decline in tourism. This currency disparity affects not only tourists, but also European businesses that rely on American consumers. Responses and mitigation efforts. President Donald Trump's policies and rhetoric have strained relationships with key allies. Tourism Economics initially projected a 9% increase in international visitation for 2025, but has now forecasted a more than 9% decrease. Canadian travel to the U.S. is expected to fall by over 20%, potentially resulting in a $9 billion loss in revenue. In response, states that rely heavily on tourism, such as California, are launching campaigns to attract international travelers and counteract negative perceptions. Visit California, the state's tourism board, has initiated a data-driven marketing campaign aimed at countering misinformation and reigniting traveler confidence. The campaign addresses misconceptions and reassures both domestic and international travelers that California remains open as a premier global destination. Palm Springs, California has taken a unique approach by hanging 40 red banners featuring a heart-shaped Canadian flag along its main street. These love letters aim to show appreciation for the long-standing Canadian presence in the city, where over 300,000 Canadians annually travel or reside during the winter months, contributing significantly to the local economy. Los Angeles Tourism has launched its largest-ever consumer ad campaign in the UK and Ireland, aiming to inspire more people to choose LA in 2024. The Now Playing campaign is a key part of their global marketing strategy to put LA at the forefront of travelers' minds when selecting their holiday destinations. Brand USA, the nation's public-private partnership dedicated to promoting travel to the U.S., has developed an interim campaign called Experience It All. This campaign aims to showcase the USA as a destination where travelers can immerse themselves in various experiences for every passion and preference. The campaign's reach extends across key markets worldwide, including Canada, the UK, Mexico, Australia, France, Germany, Japan, India, Brazil, Colombia, and South Korea. Tourism boards and industry leaders continue to advocate for policy changes and increased marketing efforts to restore the U.S.'s image as a welcoming destination. By addressing misconceptions and highlighting the diverse experiences available, they aim to attract international travelers and bolster the economy. The situation remains dynamic, and the true impact of these efforts will become clearer in the coming months. Will it get better? European travelers have also been turning to other countries like Japan and Australia. Both nations offer a similar level of conveniences that Europeans are used to. Japan, with its rich culture, cutting-edge technology, and beautiful landscapes, has seen an uptick in European tourism. The country's relatively stable political climate and strong economic growth make it an appealing alternative for travelers looking for something different but equally enjoyable. Australia's proximity and shared language with English-speaking Europeans have made it a top choice for many. Its laid-back lifestyle and beautiful beaches also draw in European tourists who might have once headed to the U.S. for similar experiences. Looking ahead, there are signs that European tourism to the U.S. could start improving. The situation may depend on political changes and a shift in the global landscape. If the U.S. can present itself as a more welcoming and inclusive place, it could regain some of the lost interest from European tourists. However, Canada, Japan, and Australia will continue to be strong competitors. These countries offer many of the same attractions as the U.S., but without the unwelcoming atmosphere that some European travelers associate with American politics and policies. In the long term, the U.S. may need to rethink its approach to global tourism if it wants to reclaim its former status as a top destination for European tourists. The rise of alternatives like Canada, Japan, and Australia indicates that travelers are looking for more than just the physical attractions of a place. They are also seeking stability and comfort. As the global political and economic environment continues to evolve, the U.S. will need to adapt to ensure it remains a competitive choice for travelers from Europe. So, what do you think? Has Trump's rhetoric really impacted European tourism in the U.S., or is it just media exaggeration? Would you travel to the U.S. if you were from one of these nations? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on global trends and political impacts.